Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ball Chat Podcast, Ball Chat Weekly Football Recap Show. My name is Benton. Sorry for the few minutes late or 2 minutes late. Blame Manchester United. Junior, what go on, family? How you doing?
Well, you know, we always hear there'll be days like this, right? And my mother always said there'll be days like this. One of the worst football or sporting weekend, actually. One of the worst sporting weekend. But I'm here.
Yes. I am well aware, family, so this is why I was going to check on you. But I decided I'll cook a pot of soup instead. Manchester United pick up a two-piece meal from Brighton, and your beloved alma mater, the Florida State University, losing college football opening against Georgia Tech. People, it'll pray for Junior. Well, no, do not pray for Junior, because Manchester United fans are going to say pray for people. They need to cut it out. But overall, all is well, though.
Yeah, but everything good, can't complain at all.
All right. Give thanks. You know, it's good to be back in the studio. Good to actually have good audio. My apologies last weekend to the family. I listened to last weekend's show and my audio was echoing, so that is my bad. I was on the road, so my apologies. Big up to our listeners. You know how we do it, football recap show. We're going to kick it off at the top of the show with Ballers and Bugs. Ballers being the impressive players, Bugs being the unimpressive players of the week. And then we're going to segue to our week that was in the world of football, English Premier League. Manchester United going to be in the cross here. Manchester United defeat against Brighton. We're going to discuss Aston Villa versus Arsenal in the big game of the EPL's weekend. And we're going to step over to the Scudetto, AC Milan's corner dark. We'll also take a look at La Liga's action. Endrick scored while Kylian Mbappe still trying to figure out his way at Real Madrid. Yard and transfer news. Before we go yard, but we can't exit the yard ballers before we do transfer news. Raheem Sterling's Chelsea saga. Eddie Nketiah and Arsenal. What next? This is the final week in transfer business, so we'll get the lay of the land on transfer news and potential moves. Jadon Sancho, also at Manchester United, will figure out what the latest news. I get the latest update on those transfer scenarios. We'll wrap up with the yard ballers. Man called Head of State, aka Damian Lowe, Teko himself from Philadelphia Union. We'll discuss that move for Damian Lowe. We'll also discuss Tapper and Mount Pleasant. Boy, Tapper not no shame. And much more. Plus, Junior's brethren, I work on passport to play for Jamaica. We'll talk about that later on. Mason Greenwood. We'll get to Mason Greenwood later on. We're going to put that way around corner. Granny said, don't hear dirty laundry up front. So go and keep the Mason Greenwood dirty laundry around our back. Junior Ballers and Bugs family, we're going to drop the chat update so people can send on your comments and questions, send on your ballers of the week. Junior, who you have, family ballers for you?
You really want to start ballers first?
All right, since you insist, you want Bugs first. Bugs then.
Ten Hag. I defend Ten Hag all last year. Defended him to the start of this year. And we're going to talk about it, but some mind-numbing decisions that was made this weekend cost them a point, or cost them 3 points against Brighton. Brighton is a better playing team than Manchester United at the moment, but Ten Hag I don't know what is going on at Manchester United. So Ten Hag get my bug of the week. Also, my next bug, not to you, Benton, not to you, but I saw a video talking about Mason Greenwood and Jamaicans who don't want Mason Greenwood to play for Jamaica. Again, we don't support or we don't condone the things that Mason Greenwood was guilty of, are supposedly guilty of. Some of us want to, would say, move on. Some of us moral compass different than others, and some of us will look past that and say, bring him in and come play some ball. But I saw a video talking about Jamaicans who don't want Mason Greenwood to play for Jamaica. And Benton, did you know that part of the video, most of the people, or some of the people were not saying because of what he did to his girlfriend, now wife? They were saying that because he's not Jamaican, he should not play for Jamaica. He knows nothing about Jamaica. Them people get a bug of the week for me too. Big time bug of the week for me. Big time. And we'll talk about that later.
You finished?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's a long-standing issue. I mean, and not an issue. I mean, there are many different opinions when it comes to Jamaicans or non-Jamaicans, well, playing for Jamaica. So, I mean, or foreign born or whatever, or, you know. My stance, and I'll emphatically state my position again when it comes to Mason Greenwood later on in the show. And me not hide and talk. Me don't want him, but me understand there are those who are very much in favor and like him to play. I understand that he's an upgrade. Unequivocally, he's an upgrade. But we'll discuss. I will give my opinion on Mason Greenwood later on. And also, while we have BM here, BM, big up yourself. We'll go out with CFAS. Because transfer window soon close. And can we get an update on CFAS in Turkey or wherever CFAS are play ball? By the way, Cameroon is refereeing games. So Cameroon, we probably won't see Cameroon until Chelsea beat a big side. And Wolves is not a big side. Ballers and Bugs segment, my bugs of the week. Since Junior already highlighted his bugs of the week, my bugs are Wolves, Wolverhampton. Medreki said that, posted a message on a supposedly private Instagram, and said that this town is S, or this place is S. You figure out what the S means. And he referred to Wolverhampton. And this individual was allowed to score a hat-trick against you. Wolverhampton, the entire Wolverhampton players, coaching staff, everybody get a bug. And there is no way Noni Madekwe should be allowed to score a hat-trick after what he said, after what he posted. Bug of the week for Wolverhampton. Another bug of the week. You see Paulo Fonseca, manager of AC Milan? You see this, brother? I have been advocating and supporting you during the summer backlash. But Paulo Fonseca, brother, you don't know what you do. Paulo Fonseca in the post-match defeat to Parma said that he doesn't know about some of his players. He said clearly, to paraphrase, he says, we are weak in defense. He said, I will take full responsibility, but clearly we are weak in defense and we lack aggression. So Paulo Fonseca, who picked the side? Who picked the side? No, you. If the defenders are not good, no, you have them a player. So Paulo Fonseca gets a bug of the week, brother. Big bug of the week. And AC Milan need to figure out a new manager soon, because this Paulo Fonseca experiment might not last long.
Again?
Everton. It's an infestation. Can we have a heap of bugs? Everton. It's the Everton Football Club. What really are going, brother? What really are going? I don't want to just say it's bug of the week, Junior, but what is really going on? We know that 777 pulled out of the purchase, or 777 got caught in a scamming in New York. Potential buyer for Everton. We know there were other potential buyers. Is this potential, this unsettledness or indecisions at the top affecting the mere fact that Everton cannot be competitive? Junior, talk to me, because this is just utter bug of the week. Everton gets a bug of the week. This is unbelievable to see a Sean Dyche team look so bad last week and this week again.
Well, last week they got a red card. They were down to 10 men early. I mean, it's not an excuse, but
well,
yeah.
And who got the red card? 39 years old, Ashley William. Ashley
yeah,
Young.
but
Is he 39 years old? Or what?
He's old. He's old. Brathwaite. They have to. There's a lot of inconsistencies affecting Everton right now. Sean Dyche, the personality that he has, if you're not a Sean Dyche player, you're not going to like it, right? And when you look at Everton and look at their transfer dealings, right before Sean Dyche, when Sean Dyche took over, and now this summer, there has been nothing. They lost Onana. Brathwaite, he wanted to go to Manchester United, and Everton inflate the price, and he's now stuck in limbo. And Calvin Lewin, he had that one glimmer year, and is nothing since then. Everton is just a mess. And Sean Dyche, I think, if Sean Dyche could play FIFA or on PlayStation and wave the magic wand, he would clear out half of that locker room. And I think he made that clear to the players, and I think that's what's affecting them. You can look at them and see that they're not playing Sean Dyche football. They're not even playing for themselves. They're playing like a bunch of players that just simply don't care. That's what they look like to me.
Yeah, and again, just to be consistent regarding the Paulo Fonseca bug of the week at AC Milan, Sean Dyche makes a decision regarding who walks on that park. Bug of the week for Everton, man. And Sean Dyche.
No.
Junior, ballers for you. BM says bug of the week, Manchester United. Junior, let us fast and pray. It's gonna be a long season. BM a Manchester United fan. Yo, they should have fast and pray before the season start. The fasting and praying might be too late right now. All them fasting and praying thing they should have gone from July or June, so you can get rid of some people and maybe the manager. Ballers of the week, family. Who you have?
Peter, do you know who Jamie Brian Gittins is?
Say the name again.
Jamie Gittins.
No.
All right. If it's one thing we know about Dartmouth, is that they have a factory of ballers, right? And Jamie is now probably next in line for the big time winger that's going to come out of Dartmouth. He scored 2 goals yesterday, coming off the bench, and I think he came out for Fufu Man. What Fufu Man name?
Yeah, Adeyemi.
Yeah, he came out for him and scored the 2 goals. 2 beautiful goals. Well. So Dartmouth is him get my ball of the week, but Dartmouth is just the factory that keeps on building. Latif BM baller, he said that the Viking, that goes without saying. Viking is a baller. Arsenal, let me tell you something, Benton. He said Arsenal, there's something different about Arsenal this year. There's something different about Arsenal this year. And I'm putting Liverpool in that same bracket. There's something different about Liverpool. I don't know what it is, but what Arsenal did to Villa yesterday, I don't think it's no coincidence. I don't think it's any luck, because the winger forward got the goal and missed it, right? And true, a real number 9 will have scored that, but it is what it is for Aston Villa. But Arsenal did not skip a beat. Them get my back. There's something different about Arsenal. There's something different about Pool. I'm telling you that right now. Them team there, them in mid-season form.
Yeah, I mean, you said that last year about Arsenal still, so let's see. So
This year I might be right.
Yeah, this year you might be right, but you did say that last year about Arsenal. I mean, regarding Liverpool, we'll discuss Liverpool versus Brentford later on. There is something different. They'll have a different managers.
Yeah, but there's a you don't get a vibe from them like there's a different motivation. I don't know if it's Slot's impression on the team already, but there's something different about their approach to the game. I don't know what it. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's coming off different to me on the TV. Something different about Liverpool.
Well, we're going to let you think about that until we get to the Liverpool game. Maybe you can come up with what you notice that's different about it. Big up Dalton. Dalton says ballers Liverpool and Chelsea. And Brighton gets a ball of the week. Bugs for Dalton. 9 Hog and Wolves get a bug of the week. I thought it was 7 Hog. 9 Hog, them I call him now. But to follow up your ballers of the week, Junior, football family, welcome to Ball Chat. Big up to all listeners. Big up to all those who are joining us. This is a weekly recap show. We touch some of the major news in the world of football. If you have ballers and bugs, send them on. And the reason why, if you want to jot down, share that info too. We'll do our EPL recap and on some other major news and transfer news also later on the show and Jamaican football news. So smash the like button, consider smash the like button, and ultimately subscribe to the platform and subscribe to the content if this is the content where you rate. Junior, ballers and bugs again. Ballers of the week. I have to give Madueke a baller of the week. Anytime a man can score, anytime someone can score a hat trick, you have to give them a baller of the week. It doesn't matter who, if it's Sunday League or Bush League or Premier League, hat trick is hat trick. So big up yourself, Madueke. You can go up on social media and post all you want. You get a baller of the week. I noticed Junior did not give Nicholas Jackson a bug of the week for his post, but to John Obi Mikel.
Oh no. He's right. There's a reason why I never reference Chelsea and Wolves either for bug or baller. There's a reason.
There's a reason. All right, we'll get that reason later. So Madueke gets a ball of the week, and simple the fact that he made a disrespectful comment about Wolverhampton, not giving him a baller for the disrespectful comment, but he did apologize for it in the post-matcher. But ultimately, he went out and scored a hat-trick. Ball of the week to him. Big up himself. Arsenal gets a ball of the week. And here's the reason why. It's not that I think that there's something better about Arsenal or different about Arsenal this year. I want to acknowledge and shout out the centre-back pairing and the defensive performance by Arsenal yesterday. I mean, yes, the winger/striker Ali Watkins missed sitter. But kudos and big up, manners and respect to Saliba and Gabriel and Declan Rice and that Thomas Partey, that Arsenal wall or that Arsenal protect, and goalkeeper Rea in the back in the goal. Ultimately, when it comes to winning championship, Junior, you know this. Jose Mourinho's philosophy always said, brother, if them can't score, them can't beat we. And ultimately, I mean, Arsenal defensively sound, yes, Ali Watkins on another day would have scored some of those chances, probably at least one. But ball of the week to Arsenal's defensive setup yesterday. Big up, big up, big up. Yo, newly promoted Palmer. And I beat AC Milan, so I give a baller. Me done. And big up Zion Suzuki. I saw him name. Big up yourself, youth. Big up yourself. Goalkeeper Palmer. Good goalkeeper, but I'm done.
El Pistolero is something that is key that I was going to touch on. He said that we always want ballers to talk how they feel, and when they do, we having problems. I don't have any problems with the post. I have no problems. I have a problem with him coming afterwards and apologizing. But we'll talk about that. You
Yeah,
also
we
give
get to
Arsenal
always
props.
want ballers to talk how they feel when they do. We have our problems. We're having problems. All right, let's get to football roundup. And normally we would start at the game of the week, but we have to start at the upset of the week, Junior. We can't go around this thing. Might as well we get it out on the front end. Manchester United defeat. Manchester United pick up a defeat against Brighton. Junior,
Why is that upset?
take off your Manchester United hat, put on your objective hat, and talk me through this game. Ten Hag had a lot to say at this end of the game. We'll get to some of his comments after this, but what on, brother? What on yesterday?
All right. I'm taking off my bias hat and looking at the X's and O's. Ten Hag is Manchester United is playing a false 9. And it's not even a false 9. I would say they're playing a false 18, which means that they have 2 false 9s playing in Bruno and Mason Mount. And when that formation is playing, they are compact, composed, they look good. You have a breakdown, or if you have to make a substitution, then the middle open up again like last year. So that's what happened in the game yesterday. The middle opened up after Ten Hag was forced to make a substitution. He brought on Xerxes for Mount, I believe. And the middle get open. The first goal, Harry Maguire should have done better with it. And he gave it up. It was unfortunate that Manchester United when Garnacho came on, scored a second goal and was taken out rightfully because of an offside. But I mean that was unfortunate. But Brighton they took the chance and they take it and run with it. And I think the better team won the game yesterday, in my opinion.
Actually, the Manchester United defenders get conquered on their head, as McGranny would have said. And Ten Hag referenced some of this at the end of the game in his post-match. He said, look, we have to do better here, so. We have to do better. Everybody collapsed to the ball. There's an image going around that showed the entire Manchester United, 6 defenders collapsing towards the ball. And Joao Pedro was left wide open at the back post. He could have probably just eat and meat and drinks that for him. I mean, and call it's probably miscommunication, but someone, Junior, someone must have recognized, say, yo, I'm on their back post free. Where's Diego Dallo?
There's context to that, though.
Yes.
How did Brighton get back the ball?
The ball was crossed by Adingra.
No, before that.
Before Adingra get the ball. There was a turnover.
Anthony had the 50-50 turnover.
Anthony turned over the ball.
Anthony turned over the ball, and Brighton, it was an instant counter attack, and then it became shambles at that point. So there's context to that picture. Ten Hag cannot complain about the players when he's the one that is putting the players on the field. Anthony should have never came on the field yesterday. That was just stupidity. McTominay should have never went on the field yesterday for Bruno. That was just stupidity in the game itself. And it's even worse the day after it's announced that Napoli and Manchester United agree a fee for McTominay. That means the McTominay was in the transfer window. And you put him on with 5 minutes leave of the game in a 1-1 game. We are surprised that Brighton scored. You put on 2 players who are disgruntled. And we are surprised that Brighton scored and won the game. I'm not. It's just idiotic coaching. So, yes, there were defensive errors. Dallo is a right back playing left back. So, man, you have a left back problem. There are shambles. Like BM said, there's a fast and pray. I'm done.
Ten Hag says most important is we had an overload. We played very good, and then it's about getting the final pass, getting players in the right positions, getting the right finish, and doing everything we did well. It's just misfortune. In terms of the attacking side, did you saw enough, Junior, to say that things are turning? He also went on to say, quote, we can, he says, quote, we're always looking for individuals to blame, but in both goals are soft goals, and as a team, we should have done better. That's for sure, he said. You know, Ten Hag went on and said a lot of things at the post presser. Junior, you and I spoke about this thing during the game and how compact Manchester United were. And that was to protect and maintain some sort of defensive structure or posture, right? And it seems like blatantly I was wrong, because I said, yo, brother, you have to score goals, you know, cut out this foolishness of stacking the midfield, of having Mason and Bruno in the midfield, and open up the dogs, because it's Brighton you are player. It's Brighton. And so and behold, did the sub expose the midfield, Junior? He said he had to take off Mason because Mason had a knock.
Yeah, you're chasing the game at that point. Look, and I'm not, is a broken record, is a hamster wheel.
Well, say it another way. Don't say it as a broken record.
So say it another way. Ten Hag is bending over backwards for Rashford. This formation is 100% set on getting Rashford going. Liverpool is doing something similar. Liverpool's formation is set for Salah and Diaz to go crazy, right? That's why they don't put a lot of crosses in the box. Man U tries to play the same way. That's why they have two false nines playing, so the the defensive centre backs cannot go over and help the wing back. And that's why they send the ball down the wing all the time. Ten Hag is bending over backwards for Rashford. You played 60 minutes, Rashford ain't do crap. In 2 minutes when Garnacho came on and scored and had an offside goal. But coming up against Liverpool, I guarantee he start the same formation again. It's just stupidity. I defended him last year. This year, no. And when we move on to Chelsea, Maresca, last week, we sat down and...
We don't move to Chelsea yet, brother.
All right. Well, I'm going to show you something.
Yeah, we don't move to Chelsea yet.
I'm going to show you something. You see, Man U and Chelsea, they're trying to recover an image and build back an image. Both teams are doing it opposite ways. I love what Maresca, not because they came back and beat Wolves 6-2. Last week, whether we like it or not, or who support Raheem are doing, Maresca said, look, and I'm going to paraphrase for him. He said, I don't know what's going on outside. To you guys saying that Chelsea is a mess, and that is you looking from the outside. For me, from the inside, I know my 21 players. Those are the players that I care about. I don't care about the next set. Them can do what they want to do. And he made it clear.
Can we focus, Bridget?
Yes, but that's what I'm going
with them. We get to Chelsea in a minute.
But that's where I'm going with it. Raheem can be a polarizing fan favorite type of player. Chelsea look at him and say, brother, go find work. We don't care what nobody wants to, we eat in the contract. Man, you have Rashford, they love Rashford. They need to do the same thing to Rashford. And they won't. You want me to tell you why? McTominay is a fan favorite in some aspect. And up until the last second when the man is a Manchester United player, Ten Hag still put the man out on the field. For what? Suppose him to get hurt yesterday. So that tells me that there's problems at Manchester United. That tells me that Ineos and the coach have two separate ideology. And I won't be shocked if Ten Hag don't last till Christmas. I will not be shocked.
Okay, Graham Potter will take the walk.
No. Ruud van Nistelrooy is already there.
Danny Welbeck and João Pedro with the goal. Van Nistelrooy, Rastafari, the one sleeping. Ahmad Diallo with the goal for Manchester United. João Pedro, man of the match. Big up Ahmad Diallo, who, you know, emotional things and definitely tough it out. Big up family. I think there was a family
Him
passed
stepmother
in.
died.
Yeah, so big up. El Pistolero said Manchester United didn't deserve to lose the game and Ten Hag has to take the blame. The Maguire sub for delete needs to get sought out. Chinny. Big up yourself. Rashford can't start another game. What does have to do with no man a mark on the back post? No man now mark on the back post. Nobody now mark on the back post. And El Pistolero said, I thought Ineos started out the problem. I started that problem out when they renewed his contract. A good point, El Pistolero.
Whoa. Hold on.
Yeah, final point, you know, we have a whole heap of things to talk about.
Yeah, no, but that's a good point. But we are all humans, right? And when El Pistolero bring that up, I never think about it this way. Ten Hag can be carrying feelings against Ineos because them have him out at sea and them try all of these other coaches will turn them down and then went back to Ten. You can imagine Ten Hag sit down and look on it and say, you really want Gareth Southgate, or you really make Gareth Southgate have to turn on the job before you come back to me? So there might be some bad blood there. I don't know. It might not, whatever.
Time will tell. Tapper don't turn on work. I mean, hey, look. Ten Hag could learn a thing from Tapper, all right? Take the work and keep it moving. A.K.A. Theodore Tapper Whitmore reportedly on his way back to Mount Pleasant. All right, now to the feature game of the weekend, the big match, Junior. Arsenal defeated Aston Villa 2-0. We're going to run through the rest of the results after this, but trying to get your thoughts. An important marker game at the beginning of the season. A lot of Arsenal fans circled this game mainly because Aston Villa took all 6 points from Arsenal last year. We know that Arsenal lost the league by 2 points. And Aston Villa in the last 3 games against Arsenal have not suffered a defeat, if I recall. So, big 3 points, Junior.
Huge. And Arsenal showed to me that they are ready for the big time. Now, injuries, form, them things that can come into play later on in the season. We'll look back and say, well, things change. But at the moment, they seem ready for prime time. And they showed it. The gap between both teams, even though Ali Watkins should have scored at least 1 goal, I think the gap in quality was evident. I think we saw a Premier League winning, our Premier League contender playing against a team that is trying to make it to the top 6, and it showed on the field. And to me, that speaks more about Arsenal's quality than it's not a knock against Aston Villa. I don't think there's any shame in losing to Arsenal 2-0. This Arsenal, because you highlight their defensive steel what them have right now, and how comfortable the man was so comfortable to me about that.
I mean, all right. So there's a lot of way to slice this football game. And one, the Arsenal perspective is that, yeah, we achieve an objective. We achieve a task of winning this game. Knowing that last year we did not take anything from this team. But the Aston Villa perspective, I think, must be saying, yo, brother, Ali Watkins, yo, score at least one of those chances. And you could have put on a pot pan fire for Ali Watkins. Normally, the man they are surgical and the man they are gun shooter, you know. So my question to you is this, for Aston Villa. In the event that Ali Watkins is not scoring, can Aston Villa depend on John Duran, when the Gideon start? Because, of course, Moussa Diaby gone the road. And big up to Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey had what I felt a very good football game. Merely on the defensive side of things. Leon Bailey was working back defensively. In fact, he intercepted a pass, which is probably would be a dead goal. Definite goal for Arsenal. So, big up to Leon Bailey. He thought he played a great game, very good game. Yeah. But my question again, If Watkins don't score, can they depend on Duran?
No, I mean, when you said depend on Durant, when you said depend on him, what for define
just
depend? Because
to clarify a little bit more. All right, we talk
no,
about Man
but
City,
no,
for example, when we saw when the Viking was off a few times.
right?
You can go to Julian Alvarez, and Julian Alvarez delivered, right? Different type of striker, but was able to score goals for them. All right, and every team, I think every team should always have somebody who them can say, "Yo, Bridget, the big man now score, your time to come do a thing." That is if you need a couple games to score a couple goals, can it depend on Duran?
But you know, but this, all right. So you brought up Julian Alvarez, and that's exactly where my mind went. When you asked the question, and when we look at last year, how the Viking was off in some games, and you bring in Julian Alvarez, right? And when I thought about it, the answer simply is yes. But think about the quality teams that you're playing against. Asking Durant to score against Fulham is different than asking for him to score against Arsenal.
Fair
and
enough.
part of that is the reason why Ali Watkins never scored. Part of that is the reason why, because when you think about it, a striker in international football, if you are fit, can run, have a decent first touch, whatever, you can be a striker, right? So how do you separate a Champions League winning striker versus a top 6 goal scoring striker? That's where Ali Watkins is to me. And if somebody's on the bench that cannot unseat him, then that means that person that's on the bench is not a top 6 striker, is not a Champions League striker. So that means that asking that player to come out and do better against Arsenal might be a little bit too hard of a stretch. So to answer your question, can he do the job? Yes. But he can do the job in the games that he's expected to do the job in. Asking him for Bernabeu and Ali Watkins not playing well, let's say by some miracle Aston Villa slip, trip, fall, I go play Real Madrid in Bernabeu in our quarterfinal, for argument's sake. Ali Watkins having a bad day. Would you sit down and say, "Yo, Unite, sit down"? No, I would never say that because the expectation is too high. And but I think Aston Villa is punching above their weight against Arsenal. I think that's highly of Arsenal.
But then I mean that farmer all Aston Villa punching above their weight. This current iteration of Aston Villa is right where Unai Emery and where a lot of football fans expect them to be. I mean, I think the commentators, the match commentators in the game said probably Unai Emery is maybe the second best manager in this league, behind of course the man himself, Pep. It really had me kind of looking sideways for a second, like, really? Is that accurate? Do I share that opinion? But when I think about it, you know what? He's probably the second most successful manager in the league behind Pep. And yeah, why not? He might be the second best manager in the league behind Pep. Because, yeah. I mean, who else might compete against? The Boga Manchester United, Ten Hag.
No, the guy that beat him.
Well, that guy who beat him now have nothing to show when it pertains to trophies. I mean, you see me I say so. Yeah, I think, and I don't remember who made the comment. El Pistolero says Villa should have sold Duran and get a score in 9. I would try Nketiah. Dalton says had Watkins scored the goal, it would have been a different ball game.
I don't believe so.
And of course, Emi Martinez made that mistake on the Thomas Partey goal. El Pistolero says you can't have Martinez making those type of mistakes. And Martinez just got a contract extension too, so I don't know him. Probably I wrote a party, brother.
That wasn't, but all right, that shows how great of a goalkeeper he is, because I would not consider that a mistake. No, yes, he got beat on his near post, but he was one unsighted by the defender, and two, the shot came from a pretty close range, and he has to have. We've seen him make save. I think he made a save like that against last week against West Ham. He did save a similar shot on the near post, and when he dropped and punched it out, and he looked at the defender like, I'm blue. And like he was saying like, yo, that was close. I almost got beaten on my near post. And he got beaten again. That I wouldn't consider it a mistake though, but that shows how great of a goalkeeper he is that we expect him to save that. But that's a difficult save. I think he did good just to even get a hand to it.
Yeah. So big up Arsenal, big up outstanding week. Arsenal remains one of the undefeated teams. There are 4 undefeated teams remaining in the EPL. Man City, Arsenal, Brighton. Junior, name the other one. Man City, Brighton, Arsenal. Name the other. Liverpool. Yo, Ottawa. Let's step over to the game between VAR controversy. It started in the EPL already, Junior. Ottawa's goal against Newcastle was ruled out for a handball. This is the best image I found. First, the Anfield official, David Coote, I think, gave it as a goal. I think his name is David Coote. The VAR man or woman said, yo, recheck. And then it was subsequently ruled out for handball. Junior, talk to me about that one, yeah, brother. Talk to and while you're doing that, let me see if I can pull up the handball image again on what is considered a handball in the game.
Look, I'm tired of talking about handball. I'm tired of talking about handball. I mean,
well, tell us how you really feel. All right, how this get ruled out, brother? How this is the handball rule. Just remind listeners, the upper part is no hand, and from the lower end mid, is a handball. All right. What you call that? Above the elbow, a little bit below the sleeve, the shirt between the midpoint. Yeah. Handball.
But the bigger problem to me though is, the rule, the VAR, is supposed to correct clear and obvious errors.
This is very indecisive.
And the referee said it was a goal. So for VAR to come back and say it's not a goal, it has to be clear and obvious. Now, let me just word to the wise. Premier League Referee Association, remember they said earlier this year that they're going to start rolling out where the referees are going to tell the stands.
Yes, they're going to tell us, update us on what go on.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I would really hate to hear what that referee would have to say. To say, I call it a goal, but after looking at the replay, I saw a picture or an evidence where I was clearly wrong. So I am changing my decision because the ball hit here somebody's hand and there is evidence of it. Don't do it because we're going to put some referees in some very terrible positions. But with that being said, if the referee say if VAR come back and says that it's not a goal, we'll just move on, man.
I want to hear about move on. I want to hear, brother, the man them have whole heap of money riding upon this thing and I talk about move on.
Who have whole heap of money riding on this?
You mean over? Bournemouth is concerned about not getting relegated. If these 2 points come back to haunt them in the end of the season, then the man must say, Brechin, then if we have goal over there, so we could have used the 2 points right now. No, you can't leave. Just ref the game. This is the main problem I have with the English Premier League officiating. I don't need any fancy dancy explanation. I don't need PGMOL to tell me nothing. Just call the game as you see. this is indecisive. How you are forward both handball?
Yeah.
Wish our man look on the image and come say a handball.
So go with the call on the field. I agree. I agree with you with that. If I was, I would even. I'd understand. Yo, go with the call on the field.
And in the same football game, one Mr. Joe Linton, clothesline a goalkeeper. Should that have been a red card?
Easily. Should it?
and let me see if I pull that. So
Yo.
he only got a yellow card. I mean, after Eddie Howe said, I mean, we're gonna have to tell him not to do that in the game. I mean, I'm like, okay, Eddie. Okay.
And the same game that the VAR came back and said that was clear and obvious. We'll come back to this and that's not clear and obvious.
So there is Joe Linton family put clothesline in the goalkeeper. Should have gotten a red card for that one.
Easy.
Should have gotten a red card. All right, so back to our EPL roundup, family, and the EPL results. Before we even got to bug Chelsea, Liverpool defeated Brentford 2-0. Proper victory, Junior. Proper victory. 2-0 goals from Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah. That first goal is a beautiful goal. That counter-attack goal is a beautiful goal. I mean, that was something like, ball game.
You know, and I said it earlier that their slot is implementing a formation and a style of play that Ten Hag is trying to do as well. But the way that Liverpool is executed, you know what I said earlier that I don't know what it is. You know the difference in Liverpool?
Well, slot ball. It's Gravenberch in midfield in the sixth.
There's no Darwin Núñez.
Well, he did.
He did get a run. He did get a run, but it sounds funny and it sounds disrespectful in a way. But Diogo Jota just fits with Salah and Luis Diaz. They just fit together. Diogo Jota, it almost feel like him have a little bit of the Brazilian that was there with him. It feel that way. It just feel Liverpool to me right now is feeling like Klopp's heavy metal Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean it's somewhat different in terms of intensity, right? So
different execution.
Yeah,
but they just fit together. The ball just move differently amongst them. And we'll see this weekend because things are different. But
yeah, I mean, and so ultimately for Liverpool and the Liverpool nation, the main test for this player in Gravenberch in the 6th position is this weekend, right? In an early season. Because Gravenberch has done well so far. But again, Gravenberch now will see theoretically or potentially better competition this weekend. Now, my Liverpool brethren said to me, "Boy, you're a bug side. I don't care about that." So, but I like what I'm seeing from Gravenberch, and when I see how he goes about it this weekend, I don't think Liverpool fans and Liverpool or any football commentator or anyone who assess these games can appreciate Ibrahim Konate enough and what he brings to this defense. Because now he is the legs that Virgil van Dijk don't have anymore. And when you play against a team like Brentford with fast like 10 of those men, Wissa and Mbomo, you need a runner. And Kwanzaa can't handle them type of running there, Bridget. So it's imperative that Liverpool keep Ibrahim Konate healthy and keep him in form.
So who you think is more all players you hope to keep healthy? But looking at the track record, who you think is more important, Jota or Konate?
Well, Jota, I mean, ultimately it's goal scoring ball game. You know, you can defend well. I think that, I mean, you know, yeah, it depends on the competition because not every team you're going to run into it will have a whistle, speedy player, right? And you know, but so you don't need Konate every game. It's just like last weekend in the opener, they didn't start him. They started Kwanzaa, and then Kwanzaa got in baggy bus, and the coach took him off at halftime, right? So you're not gonna need yes, you're not gonna need him every game. But man like Jota, you need a goal scoring fire up top. So love what we're seeing from Liverpool. The slot songs them are run out. He seems like he fits very smoothly in this chair. And again, this is a big seat. This is a big team. This is not for just any weak heart. Your assessment in his 2 games so far, how he's managing this situation, coming from Feyenoord to big bad Liverpool.
We talk about coaches, Maresca, and we soon talk about Chelsea. We talk about not even Ten Hag. Think about David Moyes when he went to Manchester United. And we're talking about a coach that took over from a legend. David Moyes went to Manchester United and just completely got to the side, wanted this baller, wanted that baller, and he lost the locker room, right? Slot did not come in and make wholesale changes. He did try to get Zubamendi early, and that fell through.
Yeah.
So fine, but Zubamendi is needed. We can say that yes, the Gravenberg number 6 experiment is working, but if he had get Zubamendi, he'd be more comfortable, right? We can theoretically make that assessment.
Yeah, man.
But he did not come in there and reinvent the wheel. And I can imagine probably the first thing when he came in as a coach, he came in and probably brought the players, sat them down and said, look, on our big side, a big coach leaving, I have my way of playing, I have my theories, I have my style, but I want you guys to feel comfortable. So nobody, let's just come in the season and run some ball. I don't want to change anything. Yes, I'm looking to replace Thiago Alcantara because he's leaving. That Zubamendi was just going to come in, get the number 6 and sit on right in another position. So there wasn't any big change coming to Liverpool. And I think that is the win right there. The coach came in and did not think that he's bigger than the side, did not think that he's bigger than the fans. He came in and said, look, I'm going to play my role. I'm going to go out there and do the phone role, and let's keep the train going on the tracks. He did not try to divert the train. And that to me is the biggest win. And that to me is a mark of a great coach. Some coaches come in and want to change too much. He didn't.
Yeah, and the ultimate test not really happened yet, right? Because let's see when the Gideon start. Because right now, Slot in a perfect situation. Games won, check those boxes, blah, blah, blah. But when the Gideon start, we see how Slot adjusts. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Mohamed Salah, man of the match. Mohamed Salah at Anfield Junior, 128 either goals and assists, like 93 goals and 35 assists in 128 appearances at Anfield. Mohamed Salah, the man, yo.
Jota get my man of the match, because Jota is a spoon that stir that drink.
Is a straw that stir that drink.
Because look at the counter attack. How many times last year we saw Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz have miscommunication as similar count? How many times last year?
It was put on a plate for him.
Yeah, come on, man.
Actually, I think last year I probably would have said Luis Diaz missed that. Nice left footer.
Yeah.
Nice left footer. All right, let's get to the box side part of the discussion now. Chelsea defeated Wolves 6-2. Junior, quick fire. 6-2, much needed. Big up to Chelsea. They needed this one, family. And this is coming back on the back of a midweek game in the Europa Bush League qualifying game. Your thoughts on Chelsea, family?
I forget about Chelsea. Chelsea, you know what? Chelsea is Chelsea. They've got you. The difference to me is Maresca. And I love what he did last week. I love that him come out and just close the door on certain ballers. I know who's the next baller go and get the Sterling treatment. Modric. Because the man flat out said, look, when Modric get the ball, we don't know what he's going to do. If I'm going to do good or do bad, I don't know. If the man's basically signaling, brother, you're going to free up that number 10 shirt real soon. You know? That was signal to me.
But so which one we believe? Because 1 week, him say, boy, after the game, one night him say, boy, we're going to protect Modric. We're going to teach him. We're going to help him. We're going to do this, that. So it was a very supportive position.
Right.
I think this was after the game in the European Conference League qualifier.
But that's
and then
when
after today's game now is a light fire position. So boy, yo, some things have got changed.
And in a game that you won 6-2.
But
No. Think about.
But Junior, we have been watching Modric for how long now? And I see him thing where I see.
Exactly. So that's what the coach has said. No, like, brother, something going to change.
So then, all right. So then if I watch Modric how long and see this mediocre, inconsistent player, why does Enzo Maresca come out after one game and say, well, yo, we're going to help Modric. We're like things that we can fix, bug. Why was that statement needed?
Because because we know coaches are A-type personality. Every coach feel like them can come in and fix what caused the problem last time. Every coach feel like them can do that. That's what make a coach a coach. They believe that they are a better teacher than their predecessor.
Okay, fair enough.
But this coach is clearly sending a message that consistency is key. So yes, I'm going to show my support for you midweek, but you better back it up with consistency. Right? And I think that's a fair statement. That's a fair message. So Nicholas Jackson will last year do some choppiness and then come back and do good and then show potential, then fall off again. The message is clear. Brother, you're not going to get that much chance. So we all have to be professional. We all have to be great. We all have to think that we are a great team. We all have to think that we can strive for greatness. Now, Mr. All of that on next week, then the whole bottom might fall out and them lose 5-0. I will come back and Mr. Maresca is an idiot. But that is the nature of the game. But what I love is that this coach is coming out and putting it out there. This is my 21. Me don't care about the next set. This is my expectation. Last year, Pochettino, we just need more time. And Pacha my guy. But we need more time. Oh, we're showing potential. We draw the game, but look at the stats. We had 90% possession. We had 3 extra shots on goal. We were just a little bit unlucky. No, we win 6-2 and I still have a problem with the game. That's coaching. So hopefully the coach don't lose that energy. Because that is what will make a team strive.
Speaking of Nicholas Jackson scored Chelsea's fastest Premier League goal since 2017. He then took to social media and said, John Obi Mikel, of course, don't know John Obi Mikel, former Chelsea player. Some would say even good. Would John be considered a legend? I don't even know. Nicholas Jackson says, shut your mouth, don't talk S. We are killing ourselves for Africa, end quote. Junior, talk to me. I don't know if he meant, I don't know, we are killing ourselves for Africa. I don't know exactly what that means.
There's a lot behind that statement. There's a lot behind that statement.
Let me get the John Obi Mikel statement in reply to what statement from Nicholas Jackson triggered this from John Obi Mikel triggered this response. Last week during the Man City game on Bein Sports, Obi Mikel said, quote, Yo, you know what? Again, let me pull this thing up, yeah. Go ahead, Junior.
There's a lot behind this this comment. It's a ball chat. Remember, the genesis of ball chat is we used to play a ball on Sunday and we just sit down and chat football. So we say, yo, let's just bring that to the internet. We're living in a world right now where information is readily available and anybody can become an information creator. Mr. All that to say, in today's football world, we have a lot of ex-players. Because they have a huge fan base, they become content creators and they are pushing opinions that because it reached so many ears, it becomes an agenda. And the players in the locker room sees those opinions as agendas. We sit down and beat Butler sometime, we beat Bailey sometime. But Bailey will never look at what we're saying as an agenda because to him, we are not probably influencing enough minds. So he will not go out and wait for reference ball chat, right? Butler won't do it neither. Butler will link behind closed doors and say, oh, brother, blah, 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 right? That's what this is right now. That killing ourselves for Africa, I'm sorry, Benton. This is rooted with Enzo, with my boy there.
Enzo Fernandez.
Enzo Fernandez. This is rooted in that locker room. And trust me, there's more to it.
There's probably more to it. This is a statement from John Obi Mikel last weekend on being Sports during the Man City game. He said, quote, "You need a striker who knows how to hit a ball in the back of the net, and that's what we don't have. I know I talk so much about him and sometimes I sound like I disrespect him. I don't disrespect him. I think at Chelsea Football Club, we need a stop striker who can get us a goal," end quote. All right, hear me now. You see this thing here right here, sir? You see this thing right here, sir, with Nicholas Jackson? Me understand, say, every man who come and get back and talk and go up on social media. Brother, you score one goal, brother, in a 2 seconds or whatever, 2 minutes of the ball game. Just chill. Yeah. Because we all sat here and saw Nicholas Jackson do stupidness last year. There is no accountability. No man no one get accounted. No one no want nobody talk with the bad things them a do. And we strong and see him do bad things here last year. John Obi Mikel make him talk. Yes, that is a position. But bottom line, if you are score goals, which is your job, John Obi Mikel now gonna make them talk there. And yes, John Obi Mikel may have an agenda because he want him bridging our fellow Nigerian Victor Osimhen for forward at Chelsea. And I think he's been on record as saying that. But the bottom line is that, brother, if you not score goals, if you're not scoring the opportunities we are present to you, Nicholas Jackson, man, it's not a John Obi Mikel problem you have. You have bigger problem because other people are going to light a fire against you. And so today, you celebrate and you come back at John Obi Mikel. Just be careful because next week is going to be another weekend again, you know? And that foolishness, yeah, you know, it's unnecessary to me.
And but that's what, and it's bigger than football. That's what the young generation, because unfortunately, Benton, last week we did young, now we get old.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when a man is 24, 25, is a young youth. And we have seen things as grown-ups that these young people haven't seen. And I can look at this situation now and me not sit him down and say, yo, Nicholas, just like you said, that because you're up to date, you take advantage of it. Now you put yourself under more pressure that you have to stay up for the rest of the time because the second you go back down, that social media pressure where you send is like a tennis game. It's coming back. Are you going to have to deal with this pressure now that you're sending, or this volley you send that way? It is going to come back because you now open the door for that conversation. It is best to just stay out of it or deal with it behind closed doors, because there is more to that comment. I'm telling you, we are killing ourselves for Africa. That is a powerful line. And I think there's more
thought
to
he
it.
meant we are killing ourselves from Africa.
No,
Or we Africans are fighting against each other.
no,
Something
I don't
to
think
that,
so.
that effect.
I well, probably.
That is what and again, I could be totally wrong. And my response to that statement is that, Brethren, we understand so everybody have half day, but Nicholas Jackson, go easy. Because last year you can't come sit down here and act like say you are a 5-star baller. Because we all sat here and saw you miss countless opportunities.
True.
All right, other EPL results, family. Newcastle 1-1 with Bournemouth. We talk about that one. Any concern for Eddie Howe?
Of course. All that money spent. It's a Newcastle's lack of transfer ability, like that their transfer activities.
Inactivities.
Yeah, that is a signal to me that Eddie Howe, them looking at Eddie Howe and say, yo, brother, put up. Before we do, you better show us that you're worth investigating.
Big up Luca. Heal up. Hi, Luca. Big up yourself. Luca AFC, Arsenal fans running in. Big up family. And again, this is Ball Chat Week and football recap show. We do this every Sunday, 5 Eastern Standard Time. Big up to all the people, no matter where in the world you're watching us. Salute. Big up yourself. Chelsea defeated Wolves 6-2. Wolves Connor Jr. My main concern for Wolverhampton and Gary O'Neill is that the brother Mosquera is a bug. We saw what he did last week with Gabriel Jesus. He escaped a suspension. But bottom line is that Wolves are Mosquera. Bottom line is that Wolves at this rate, they look like there will be a struggle. It will be a struggle to stay up, family. 2-0 last week against Arsenal, 6 against Chelsea today at home, at Molineux.
If they had lost that way to
Southampton, then you're concerned.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a concern though about the second half, because we have to now say, is this Maresca ball kicking in the second half, or is this Wolves packing it in the second half? And the next couple of games, we will know. We will know really what this means, because if Chelsea come out next week and lay an egg, then we'll say, okay, Wolves probably packed the team. But if Chelsea come out and show consistency, then we're going to look back and say, well, Wolves, you just ran into a buzzsaw. So we'll see. I think it's still early, but and you played 2 of the top teams, at least by name, in the Premier League to start. And that's murderer's rule from Wolves' perspective. So let's see how it is when they play against equitable competition.
Yeah. Brighton defeated Manchester United. West Ham 2-0 over Crystal Palace. Fulham, ML Smith Rowe, very good goal. 2-1 victory over Leicester City. Big up ML Smith Rowe. Big up yourself, youth. Man City fix up Ipswich after Edison blunder. Junior, I thought Edison didn't want to go a road. The man looked like... last weekend you said that Edison almost make another error. What do you think going on with Edison? We heard, if there's anything going on, we heard in the off-season he was pretty much champion to leave. He said he had a conversation with Pep. Subsequently, Ortega is right behind, pretty much breathing down his neck. And Edison probably potentially left a nice bag of Saudi money sitting there on the table if he decide for staying at Man City, family.
Yeah, but I think it's just coincidence. Edison is just showing everybody that he's human. People will make mistakes. And unfortunately, Edison plays that one position where a mistake is magnified, right? You can't hide. And a coach in Jamaica once said to a goalkeeper of one of the team that, yo, you only have 18 yards to play. Just do your job in the 18 yards. So it's one of those thankless jobs, and I don't see much in it. Now, if Pep runs out of patience, because he was sure that he's running out of patience by putting in the substitute goalkeeper.
Yeah, Ortega, yeah.
Then we might have a conversation. Big up to Ogier says that if Nico Jackson could finish most of his chances, he would be world class. Movement, hold up, and link up play. 19 goals, /assist contribution in 35 games last season. Very good for a debut season. Imagine if he could put away more of those chances.
Yeah.
Beyond Ogier is the only person, hopefully I pronounce the name right, Ogier. Beyond about the only person was support Nicholas Jackson. Like, I agree with you. And I said the same thing about Tabby Abraham.
Don't get me wrong, those of us who are trying to hold Nicholas Jackson accountable, we don't dismiss what is there, because he makes the runs. It's the simple things where a man say, brother, score the goals. And this is similar to the Nicholas Jackson I saw at Villarreal. No, in La Liga. Now, Nicholas Jackson have growth and have improvements to make, just like Allaway. Now, ultimately, this is a competitive space now, brother. And we don't know where it go already. And time waits for no man, because you see Nkunku or others sit down there and wait. This Nicholas Jackson experiment and goal scoring opportunity thing, he has to either run with it this year or next man are going to take the walk. I just that.
Yes.
Just that.
But that goes for any professional football.
Yeah, it's not just for him. It's just any baller. Any baller.
So you better improve.
yeah, man. And Man City batter bruise Ipswich 4-1. Junior, what is it? 22nd hat tricks or 23 hat tricks for your brethren?
So we just spoke about Nicholas Jackson and his inability to put the ball in the net. Now we'll switch over to the man that can put the ball in the net. Need I say more? Because again, I've been telling you guys about the Viking. No, is he?
Junior, all of us been watching the Vikings.
But is he an all-time great? No. Is he a complete striker? No. Can he put the ball in the net? Yes, and that's what he get paid for.
Yeah, man, him score goals. And then you referencing the all-time great. The question was posed to Pep. Sometimes I'm tired of some of these questions. Was posed to Pep. Is Erling Haaland the greatest centre forward this game has ever seen? Pep pretty much just said Messi is the most incredible centre forward he's ever seen. Let's make sure. I think Pep just want that question just move on. He doesn't want to deal with that question. He says this guy from Bean Sport. I'm trying to remember his name. Go over Bean Sport and get the exam.
Would that even go other them stupid people
it's over in Bean Sports. The question is Haaland the most complete centre forward we have ever seen in this game? Pep said the most. No, he didn't say the most complete centre forward. He said the most incredible centre forward he's ever seen is Lionel Messi. He didn't use the word complete. If I remember that interview, because I watched the actual audio version of it. And I think I'm tired of some of the questions. About this, brother. Southampton, not a defeat. Yeah, Connor Dark. Nottingham Forest defeated Southampton 1-0. Spurs 4-0 over Everton. Spurs high flying. Other birds. Bird and this youth, Yeon-min Son. Good to see him high flying, scoring goals. Of course, Arsenal picked up a victory over Aston Villa. Any notable thing that from this past weekend's EPL that we didn't mention?
Well, look at BM's question. What are your thoughts on Hutchinson so far? He looks out of place in the EPL.
Amari Hutchinson at Ipswich. this is gonna be an adjustment period. He did well, I'm not gonna say he did supply, but he did make some runs down the wing against Man City. But this is a difficult task coming up for, especially coming up coming up to the big league, and especially playing with a team that is not guaranteed to stay in the big league. So I think for Omari Hutchinson, his most fundamental responsibility is to support the team. Support the team, especially on the defensive side, of the ball game, because Ipswich may be in a spot about that later on. And it's too early to say whether he belongs at this level or not. I think that as we discussed this in our pregame, Junior, I mean, it's going to take some time because more tape is available on him. It's going to take some time to see how he adjusts to this level of competition.
Well, Omari, and just to piggyback on what you said and add another thing, Omari, Benton just gave you the team perspective or the team's point of view. Let me give you your point of view. Your team might get relegated this season, and if they get relegated this season, you need to guarantee that you are one of those players that will play EPL football next year. So yes, you have time. Yes, there's an adjustment period, but you better adjust fast. So same thing we say about Nicholas Jackson, where as a professional, you are replaceable, right? And that's just the nature of the sport. There's always going to be the next best that is coming, and your job is to stay ahead of the next best. Do that. Many players have played on teams that kept get relegated, and they kept finding their way back in the English Premier League because they show their quality. So yes, it's an adjustment period, but figure it out fast.
Yeah, you have to show your quality, show your standard at some point.
As the BM says, Hutchinson ignored Jamaica thinking he can star in the EPL and make the England team. Good luck with that. England team.
Hendrick, stepping over to some other major news this weekend, football family. Hendrick scored, before we get to transfer news, this is a quick hit, quick rapid fire. Hendrick scored his first a real goal for Real Madrid, our first competitive goal for Real Madrid. But Junior, most notably, Regin Mbappe still struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. Looking to doing a lot, are trying too much here, Junior.
Struggling is a strong word because the goalkeeper did make some good saves today. That ball from Rudiger.
Yeah, from deep. Rudiger and Militao, one of them.
Was it Militao? I think it was Rudiger. One of them.
Yeah.
And Mbappe got that over the shoulder on the half volley. That would have been a world-class goal, but it is what it is.
Yes, that was Rudiger. Rudiger.
We know the goal is coming. But what were the odds that Hendrick would have scored a La Liga goal before Mbappe?
Yeah.
What were the odds of that?
Didn't have that one on the bingo card at all. Last weekend, Junior, there was a lot of joking around about how Real Madrid's left side was the players drifted a lot to the left side. Mainly Vinicius, of course, he's on the left, along with Mbappe naturally drift towards the left. Did you saw any sort of more space separation in today's game in terms of Mbappe staying in his zone down the middle and Rodrigo staying right? And did you saw any sort of... Because Carlo, after last weekend's game, Carlo said, we have some things that we need to sort out. It was little ticked off, as in Carlo like.
Yeah, I don't have anything against Vinicius Junior. Let me just put that out there. I have nothing against him.
Here comes the next comment.
But here comes the comment. Rodrigo and Mbappe have more chemistry than Mbappe and Vinicius Junior. That's a problem. Vinicius Junior is stuck on the left wing. He does not want to drift in. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. That's a problem. And I saw where Mbappe was more willing. So last week, Carlo complained about the left wing. This week, Mbappe really drifted more to the right wing, mostly. And Rodrigo had no problems going down the middle at times. Now, there was one play very early in the game, or early in the first half, or about 30 minutes in the first half, where Rodrigo broke down the middle and dribbled through about 4 defenders. And the 5th defender was right beside Mbappe, and that defender took the ball off his foot. Now, Mbappe could have opened up the space more, but he wanted the ball earlier. So those the things you're still seeing in the game where it's all right, that will be ironed out. But one thing is clear. Mbappe wants nothing to do with Vinicius Jr. and vice versa. I see that. We don't care what nobody wants there. We see that clear on the field.
And I mean, me hear what you say, but I think that somebody are Vinicius Jr. bad mind.
That's where I'm going with it.
And I am a Vinicius Jr. fan. I will chalk it up to it's 2 games in the season. If game 15, Real Madrid still having issues in terms of space and where players and then Mr. Bregin, this is a problem. And
what a thing,
eh?
And what a thing. Them have this problem and still win 3-0 versus a team.
Yeah. I mean, you have Brahim Diaz. Notable thing, Brahim Diaz scored and he did a shoulder thing like, oh, it's just me. It's just me. After all the fanfare about Mbappe and Rere, all the hype, he was just like, oh, it's just me, Brahim Diaz. So Brahim Diaz will take his opportunity and just run with it. So, yep. And of course, Hendrick scored. Say what you want about Hendrick. Say him know Bobby Charlton or whatever. His favorite English player is Bobby Charlton or whatever. But Hendrick has a knack for scoring goals. And
a shot.
Yes, and those things you can't teach. I don't know if you can really teach people to do that. It's an instinct that, well, you used to be the forward. I mean, maybe I defer this. You can't teach people that, can you?
No. And honestly, I don't think a player can even acquire it. I think you either bond with it or you don't. And okay. Hendrick, you're right. You're right. Because the difference between Hendrick's finishing and Nicholas Jackson finishing is just that instinct. It's just, you just somehow know that the goalkeeper is shorter to him left, so you're going to throw the ball to the left instead of throwing it to him right. And it's just second nature. You don't ever think about it. And it's just instinct. I can't explain it. I don't have it. I'm just put it, I don't have it.
Yeah.
But I have seen players, I've witnessed players that have it. And you look upon them and say, oh, brother, how did you know? I don't know.
I think my what I've heard coaches say is that, especially at the youth level, is that when you are learning to play that position, you need to know where the goal is. You don't need to look to know where the goal, you need to just automatically know where it is. I.e. the goal is not moving. The goal is the same place every ball game. It's the same size every ball game. This is what I've heard coaches say to youth footballers. And so subsequently, when you look at a person like Nicholas Jackson, I'm a fire and them a fire while across. When you look at Hendrick and some, not to say he does misfire in front of the goal, is that Erling Haaland, they know where the goal is. They don't need to take any sort of extensive look to see who they were. That it's kind of like, after conditioning and over years, it's kind of secondary. We know what the goal is. And Cristiano Ronaldo always do this. It's like, my shot is better than your goalkeeping. So I don't care because the goal bigger than you. I don't care what you want to do. My shot is better than your goalkeeping.
You're right. You're right. But you see, right now we're talking about greatness, and even Nicholas Jackson has some level of greatness to him because he is a professional footballer playing at the highest level.
Yes, at the highest
right?
level. Yeah.
So he is a great player. You have better players out there than him. What separates him from the player that is just as fit, can do the same amount of running, has the same amount of dedication, is that instinct. Is that little extra genetic. We are all genetically different. Some genetically in whatever lane they are in, they're genetically disposed to do it. Some people use the word savant and say, like, you look at a kid and say, this kid is savant in this. You have a little baby, a little 5-year-old, and you throw a ball at him, and the baby can just easily go and grab the ball. And you say, yo, you throw it after one next little baby, and the ball hit the baby down face. I say, all right, that kid right there says savant. He has good hand-to-eye coordination. You have some kids where you roll through the ball at them and they can kick it and will kick it at a point where they want to kick the ball. That's just that little instinct. When people say Messi, they look at Messi when he was younger and said, that youth have it. I don't care how much you train. You cannot train and become Messi. I'm sorry.
I slightly disagree because I don't think there's any genetic for this thing. It's just there's probably some genes that regulates expression of certain proteins that make one athletically blah blah blah. But I attribute to a lot of these things to environmental factors. And I don't have any data to support one or the other. I think environmental factors, influence these things heavily. And maybe I've got to do some figuring out and to support that point.
We'll have to do that, but then look at Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt. Everybody, I remember when Bolt was in high school, and this Bolt brother come out in the news, right? Everybody said, Wine run. He always a 400 runner. He might carry run the 200, but in tall, right? And because he was tall, there was a knock against him running the 100, right? But then them say him last 100, it just different. And then when him come out of the blocks, and I'm sorry, put the blocks down, and let me see how he come out of the blocks. The way he come out of the blocks, they say it was just different. Nobody this tall, because if you're that tall, you're already going to eat up space. So BM says just like Usain Bolt was a natural runner. Perfect example. Because Bolt, because of his stride, he will eat up space in the 100. But that problem, the critique against a taller athlete is coming out of the blocks. You can't shoot out the blocks. When they look at Bolt come out of the blocks and say, wait a minute, this not real. All right, you go run the 100, but something are right here, sir. This is not real. The man just built feet benter. There's so I don't believe in the Darwin theory, even though this is aligning with Darwinism. But that's what makes humans humans. That's what makes us humans. And if you can figure out what you are savant or what you are disposed to be great in, you're good at and you enhance it. Right?
Enhance. But to make a counterpoint regarding the Bolt scenario that you just outlined, the culture or the sport itself was not open to these athletes' body type running such race. So there may have been another Usain Bolt 20, 30, 40, 80 years ago.
True.
But because the system, well, no, I'm not going to say system, because the method, the experts, air quotes, pretty much are predominantly said, if you're going to be a 100-meter sprinter, if you're going to be a striker, this body type is what is associated with those success. I think, and I say that to say this, like, this is why the whole thing for me he's excellent, but also there may have been others that were ignored because they
Of
were
course.
dismissed because them said, well, yo, you know fit the model of and so it requires some level of openness.
Of
You know,
course, yeah.
it
I agree.
wasn't serious about openness. But environmental factors contribute. There's a component of genes, but I ultimately I tilt towards more environment, how environment kind of fast push those sort of performances, so to speak.
I agree.
Performances, so to speak. Wrapping up on La Liga, Atletico Madrid and Conor Gallagher made his debut for Atletico Madrid. We talk about transfer here in a second. In fact, quickly over it's Scudetto. Make you talk about Scudetto and AC Milan. Anything notable from this weekend Scudetto action, family?
Just what you say, AC Milan lost to Parma. Are you ready for fire the coach?
All right.
At least Pulisic scored.
What was that?
At least Pulisic scored.
Yeah, I mean, what? One more week. If Paulo Fonseca and if Paulo Fonseca lose another game next week, if he lose that game next week, then I suspect that the pressure will be turned up on Paulo Fonseca.
Yeah.
Napoli won a game, and Napoli defeated Bologna, the Bologna side. And the thing about Napoli last week, the coach pretty much said, or prior to last week, he said that the cupboard beer.
Yeah.
So, Junior, Scott McTominay's transfer and Billy Gilmore, is that reinforce the cupboard beer? I mean,
Yes, it does. And McTominay is a Conte player. He love run. I know Conte love a team that runs. So I think yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Inter Milan and Simeone Inzaghi defeated Lecce. They got right 2-0. Bundesliga premiere for man called Vincent Kompany. Junior, your thoughts on
They're
Bayern
very
Munich
lucky.
and Vincent Kompany's opening this season, family?
They were very lucky. They came back and won the game 3-2. I think Kompany has some kahunas. I think him have some kahunas for what he did. Yes, you bring in Olise from Crystal Palace and throw him straight into the starting lineup against Wolfsburg in a foreign country, and I think he was very lucky. No, the centre back, when him, Mr. Kim.
Meccano.
No, Kim
Meje.
Yeah, he had a terrible game. He pretty much gave up the second goal, and Kompany took him off and put on Dyer. Now this is a team that got rid of Matthias de Ligt. Is de Ligt that bad? That's the question, because they have a centre back problem. I think Wolfsburg ran through the middle a little bit too easy, so they still have the same problems they had under Tuchel. The difference, though, is Kompany is standing behind them, while Tuchel stand out of the way, which is why he lost the locker room early. Let's see if Kompany will continue doing that, and if he does, then they will right the ship.
By the way, for the family, did you saw the Muller note to where Muller pulled the note from, brother?
I never saw him pull the note from him. All I know, the goal scored, and then him have a note and then bring on 3 man. Where he pull it from?
Yeah, I mean, Kimmich said that Muller pulled the note from all time shots, Bridget. And he didn't want to touch the note because, he doesn't know why Muller put the note in time shots. and I'm trying to pull it. Yeah, so here it is. There is the image of Kimmich and Muller. Of course, Vincent Kompany sent in a note. And this is from Mia San Mia, Bayern and German coverage. Mia San Mia, big up yourself. Excellent coverage of the Bundesliga. Image quote directly by Kerry _how. Joshua Kimmich says, quote, the coach wanted to change something, but did you see where Thomas put the piece of paper? I didn't want to touch it, end quote. Junior, why your brethren have a man down the shots with
But you know, Mueller, a big old man, Mueller have, he have a practical, he's a practical joker. He do some things already, so no surprise. No surprise. I bet that, you know, for that note to stay secured. I remember, you know, he came on, the corner kick came in, and the goal scored.
Yeah, the goal scorer. Yeah, and he ran and celebrated. Yeah, the note.
And he still was able to pull that note from a secure spot. Gotcha. No, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Oh.
All right, transfer news. We're going to get a touch on transfer news. The big story, big one, the big one. Raheem Sterling family. We can't go around it. Raheem Sterling and Chelsea. He's not in the plans at Chelsea. Junior, the latest we heard was that Raheem Sterling needed clarification after the Chelsea game. Let's see, the stories that Raheem is receptive is that Sky Sports reporter Keva says, if you look at the big picture, this is what happens in football regarding Raheem Sterling. Junior, you touched on this earlier regarding Raheem Sterling and
I love it.
And so forth.
I love it. And I thought Manchester United was going down the same road last year at the end of the season when they gave Wan-Bissaka and Christian Eriksen the big send-off and said, they're moving on, they're not playing for the club anymore, big them up, right? And then you came in the season and the players are saying, Eriksen is still there. Maresca and company pretty much telling Raheem Sterling, like, look, brother, you have 2 weeks left in the transfer market. If you want to play football, go find a transfer. We will accept it. But we are fine eating a contract. And the bigger story, because I guess Raheem Sterling is one of the bigger names that is getting this treatment. Maresca said, I am only dealing with 21 players. The next 15 or so, I'm in a business bout. So what about those 15 players? Who are those 15 players? And they know where they stand. Go find work. Conor Gallagher was one of them. Him go find work.
All right, my position is, and Maresca says, quote, I am not saying Raheem is not a good player, but I prefer different kinds of wingers, end quote. He alluded to Ononi as one of those wingers that he prefers. After the hat-trick today, he says he prefers Noni because Noni runs back and defend, etc., etc. I always consider Raheem Sterling as a winger who runs back and defend. Now, hear me now, upon this Raheem Sterling situation. Chelsea has the right to move on from Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling also has the right for Chelsea to pay up his contract. I think he's owed or somewhere in the vicinity of maybe 30 to 40 million. That's perfectly fine. If Chelsea wants to pay out Raheem Sterling, fine. The issue I have with this whole saga is this. Raheem Sterling's people at Raheem Sterling Group released a statement saying that they seek clarification. They said that ultimately he showed up early for training, for preseason, 2 weeks early, blah, blah, blah. If Raheem Sterling wasn't a part of the plan, and I think I said this last week, a competent organization, a competent group, a competent, sensible people from May when the Premier League ended, someone in leadership at Chelsea Football Club should have said to Raheem Sterling, look, we're going in a different direction, fam. Here's the scenario. All right? You are not part of the project anymore. All right? We know so you have 3 years left on your contract. Let's figure out a way to move you on. Where you want to play, let's figure out a way. and we move you on. I just big man things, simple things. If you deal with that from the front end through clear communication, you don't have this passa right now. Because what you worry about and what Chelsea fans probably don't care about is that Raheem Sterling, I don't know if he have the attitude of the golfer, aka Gareth Bale. But we have seen players who said, you know what? Screw you. I will sit down and I'll eat this contract. And I'll sit here, golfer, Gareth Bale did that at Real Madrid. He sat and he didn't play. Mesut Ozil did it at Arsenal also. Now, Raheem Sterling, and according to reports, is that he has looked at Crystal Palace. I don't care if Chelsea are treat him nice or bad. I mean, that is not for me to decide. I just think from a business perspective is that, brother, you have a contract, aka Chelsea, you have a contract with this player. Have a conversation with him at the end of the season in May and said, Raheem, you are not part of the plan. We're going to move you. Which team you want to move to? Because we figure out a way to move you. If the team don't have enough money, and we eat part of it and we move you. I just that. Have a conversation on the front end. That is my position. Because I understand that Chelsea wants to move Raheem Sterling because he's a heavy salary burden on their books. I understand the economics of that. But on the same vein, Raheem Sterling has a contract. So Raheem Sterling is not obligated to say, brother, me I go take what you tell me and go on my yard. No.
But Chelsea, you make it sound like Chelsea not paying him.
Chelsea what?
You make it sound like Chelsea is not paying him.
No, Chelsea is paying him. But do
so
you want
no
to pay
problem.
$350,000 a week, £350,000 to sit and not do nothing?
But that's what they are willing to do. That is their stance. Now, are they willing to, or is this just pondering? We don't know. This might be a strategy where they say, you know what? I think Raheem is a personality that he will want to play more than sit down and just collect the money. So let's bank on that. Because we are not going to waste the resources trying to find him a club. We are not trying to open that conversation with another. So in other words, Crystal Palace. If Crystal Palace want Raheem Sterling, they must go find a way to pay 350,000 or talk to Raheem and say, Raheem, have a cut down some of this because we can't pay it. If Chelsea was to say, you know, Raheem, we'll make it work, let's figure it out. And Raheem say, all right, Crystal Palace, I want to play phone now. Chelsea said they won't make it work. You know what Crystal Palace gonna look at Chelsea as a, all right, here what? I can't pay 350. I can pay 200. You pay 150 grand. Give me money for 150 grand a week, and then on top of the transfer fee, and then we'll call it even. Chelsea don't want to do that. It's obvious. Chelsea is saying go and find work. Because I am not going to pay part of your salary for you to go play for that team that will come back and come give me headaches. No.
But that probably is the best option you have it at this stage of the transfer window, Junior. Alone, and you cover half of his salary.
Not necessarily. If you sit down, that's what I said it last week. There is a statistician that is getting paid. There are some CPA that's getting paid and looking at Bowley and say, look, Bowley, swallow this pill. Yes, this is going to cost you, the 15 players will cost you arguably, let's say 500 million in wages. But if you made the right choice in coach and you made the right choice in partnership and deals, you are going to get that $500 million plus if you go this route. So I'm sure it's not out of spite. I'm sure it is not out of like knee-jerk reaction. I'm sure they sit down and plan this out. If not, then Chelsea will be getting that.
We hope it's not out of knee-jerk reaction. Because
well, a Chelsea fan hope, not me. Come on, hope.
I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, you know, so, and that's my only situation with this thing. Let him know from the beginning and from the end and say, yo, you're not part of the plan, because you easy have to move him on then. Because right now, if you are Crystal Palace and you're interested in Raheem Sterling or any club for that matter, I wouldn't give Chelsea 1 cent. I would say, brother, you know, figure it out, because clearly the clock is ticking and I am not willing to give you any money for this player.
Well, Ivan Toney and Brentford went the other way.
Where Ivan Toney there now? Him gone here?
Exactly.
Him gone.
Gone where?
And Brentford I try hard to get rid of him.
Exactly, but Brentford went the other way. We will help. We will facilitate it. But we want everybody to know, so you're $100 million baller. And then, no, you know, we'll take 50. And then, no, you know, we'll take 30.
No, because Brentford went the other way and tried facilitate, but Brentford inflated the price. Chelsea now asks for a heavy price. Chelsea just wants him off the books.
Oh, we know that.
So watch the space what will happen to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling, based on some reports, says that he's receptive. Based on his camp, said that he's receptive. Even it has to be the right project. And I think Fabrizio Romano, Dave Ornstein, and some of these guys report. I need to check. It has to be the right project, and he's willing to take a pay cut if needed, if it's the right project. Does Raheem Sterling end back at Man City, Junior?
What?
Ilkay Gundogan return to Man City. Does Raheem Sterling end back at Man City?
To do what? Be as a coach for the under-21s?
Junior.
Wait, you have to play for Man City? So if Raheem Sterling cannot play for Maresca, who is a Pep's disciple, would think Pep won't take him back?
Pep and Arteta both wax lyrically about Raheem Sterling at this weekend's presser. If you look at Raheem's numbers at Man City, and I'm not saying that he will return to Man City, but we cannot dismiss that he did something special at Man City. But I didn't have Gundogan returning to Man City either on the bingo card.
So why no return to Liverpool and back up Xhaka?
No, he actually won something at Man City. He actually won something. No, so where do you see Raheem Sterling ending before we jump over here, sir?
I think he will still be at Chelsea. The transfer window closes this Friday.
5 years left?
Yeah, I don't think it's enough time. Because the wages is ridiculous.
Ridiculous wage. All right, Gundogan back at Man City. Quick thoughts on this move.
That shows that Hansi Flick is changing Barcelona's identity, because I think Gundogan went to Barcelona. I could be wrong. He went to Barcelona thinking that it was going to be Xavi. Then Hansi Flick take over, and Gundogan said, "No, I want out." So that means that he's changing. Barcelona way of football is changing. That's what that tell me.
All right. Quick fire roundup, family. Dani Olmo still not registered at Football Club Barcelona. Gundogan was told, or at least the word was Gundogan and a few others move off the books. Barcelona will register Dani Olmo. Junior, when will Dani Olmo get registered at Barcelona, fam?
Next week.
So there will be enough movements by then.
Yes.
All right. Conor Gallagher at Atletico Madrid. Conor Gallagher moved on from Chelsea.
Came on today and saw the fire of Cholo up close.
37 minutes, 2 tackles, 1, 3 duels, 2 fouls committed. El Pitbull is what they're calling him. He might gel in nicely in this environment. It's a doggish environment, i.e. Atletico Madrid. He might blend in very nicely here.
Yep.
Junior, Arsenal signed Mikel Moreno. Is this a solution for Arsenal up top to solve the goal scoring concerns?
I think he offers, or he's going to get an opportunity to be that solution. Now, can he translate to the Premier League? Let's see how that works out.
Mikel Moreno has completed his medical at Arsenal. 32 million pounds fixed, 5 million pounds added on contract until 2028. The entire Arsenal family welcoming Mikel Moreno. I think this year's Arsenal is, if not now, the ultimate question is when. Arsenal needs to win this Premier League, but I suspect that Pep Guardiola will not go quietly. What else you watching, family? Jadon Sancho, what's the word on that one as we push up close to the transfer window closing?
Oh, yeah, you hear Juventus want him, you hear Chelsea want him.
Why would Chelsea explore signing Jadon Sancho?
Exactly.
Sky Sports is reporting this.
There is no Chelsea signing him. Dartman had him last year, waxed lyrically about him, and is not. Sancho will just have to eat the contract.
And Fabrizio Romano says Chelsea are not in active negotiation with Jadon Sancho as of tonight. Tonight, the club in negotiation for Sancho is Juventus. And big up Juventus FC. So it's Juventus seems to be the place where he is potentially destined, right, Junior?
Right.
So Federico Chiesa and this one at Juventus. What's the scenario? What's the situation with this one?
I think him saying, what's the latest on that?
What's the latest happening? I mean, there's an interest. There's a lot.
I don't
of
think it's
discussion
official yet,
about
right?
Move, but I mean, I've seen reports about Barca, but Barca can't even register one player monthless.
Right. So and here I think it's like if he goes Sancho in or something like that, similar to how McTominay leaving equals Ugarte in at Manu. So there's a lot of talk and I guess you can call it talk and pull or push and pull.
People need to move to clear spaces, basically.
Right.
All right. Who else? What other transfer news you watching, family?
Well, we're gonna talk about Damian Lowe, but we want to know about Cephas.
Yeah, well, we asked BM about Cephas, his agent. All right, let's get to Jamaican football news and discuss starting first up. You know what? Let's just get this one out of the way. You know what? Let's not get it out of the way. Let's go to Damian Lowe. Because I was gonna do the Mason Greenwood story, but let's go to Damian Lowe, brother. All right, Damian Lowe on his way to Saudi Arabia, Junior. Al Agdoud. 2-year deal with Al Agdoud. Congrats to Damian, head of state, and big up to the agent, you know. Big up yourself. Big up to the agent. Big up yourself. Junior. Word is that Jim Curtin wanted to keep him, but management of Philadelphia Union wasn't on board with the pay raise, brother.
Yeah, is a weird one, but for one though, I am happy that Damian Lowe is getting a payday, a good payday, and is one, I would say he's one of those players that deserve this because he's been one of the most consistent. Sometimes I don't want to say good and bad, but he's been very consistent. You know what you're going to get from Damian Lowe, right? And if there's one player from CONCACAF region that plays in the MLS that deserves this move, I think it is Damian Lowe. I really do. Not because he's Jamaican. Another one, I think Blake deserves one as well. Ironically, from the same team.
Yeah, Blake Philadelphia.
Yeah, but no, I know, but I mean, you have players that like the MLS, people look at the MLS like it's trying. But if they say second rate, that's the knock against the MLS when versus the big money European clubs, right? So when a player is playing the MLS, the mindset, I couldn't even begin to think how they feel about what they're doing. So the fact that he gets an opportunity to go over to a place where they will dash for money like rice, and he can get some of that money now, and can further transform his family. Because I think when it comes on to these kind of players and these kind of stories, it's more than the game for me. It is more about you transforming the lives of your lineage for years to come. And I'm happy for it, really happy for it.
Low posted. Why sometimes head of state always post some things. The head of state at low at head of state 1731 posted, quote, what is for you can never be for next man, end quote.
Well said.
He posted on all these clips. But again, big up the agent, you know. Big up the agent. One, big up the regiment. Big up yourself, family. You know what? I second everything you said, Junior. I also want to admit, or I really applaud Damian Lowe. He has no reservation about go a road, go do him thing. And we know the famous story about Nana.
That cut deep, Benton.
Yes, we know the famous story about Dada. So why missing mama cooking. But Damian Lowe unequivocally has no apprehensions about going a road and doing things. Big up yourself. Because remember Damian Lowe did Africa already, you know. Where Egypt in there play ball.
Yeah.
You know, so
you know what?
So
yeah, go ahead.
Egypt and Morocco in there. I don't even remember.
One of them places, but you know what's a big up on Nandi Lowe, you know? Because too often the parent influence the child, and sometimes that influence is negative because the parents sometimes try to live their life in the child's life, right? I will see that a lot in youth sports all over the world. The fact that Damian Lowe is doing the complete opposite to the father, I think that speaks to proper upbringing and say, look, don't make the mistake I made, right? I don't know. I don't have no proof of it, but if that is the case, I'm going to salute him. I will still going to salute him the same way because how much legendary footballers from third world countries have sons that played and in some aspects surpass them.
Yeah, man.
So big him up.
And that club Al Ittihad is in Egypt that he played. Damian Lowe, that is. So big up. And as we say, he has no apprehension about go a road and do what he need to do. Big up yourself, youth. Junior, the other major Jamaican football news, or a few other Jamaican football news within the Yard Baller segment of Ball Chat Report. We've been waiting long to talk about this. I know Junior has been waiting. Mason Greenwood, according to Dennis Strong and others, and Mason Greenwood scored.
Him got 3 goals in 2
for
games.
Olympic Marseille. What is this? Goal number 3?
3 goals in 2 games.
3 goals in 2 games. All right. Mason Greenwood, but we have to kind of go with Mason Greenwood for Jamaica. Junior, it's word is that Mason Greenwood is getting his Jamaican passport. I know this is something that you've been wanting to see
for years.
Hear for a long time. Junior, take it away, family.
No, for years. It makes Jamaica better. It makes Jamaica stronger. It does come with some baggage, and that's the road that he now has to tread on, and he will have to deal with the baggage that come with it. But the talent that's on the field, this would be a great win. Now, did England sign off on releasing his registration? Because they might not do that.
What do you mean? So you think there's a potential still for him to play for England?
Of course. No, there's a potential for him to still play for England, yes.
Matthews media at the Sun said that Mason Greenwood turned back on England to play for Jamaica under former Manchester United Steve McLaren. So it seems
He
like
did
this is
that.
a Steve McLaren doing, according to Matt Hughes of The Sun. Um, but you continue that reasoning that you mentioned about England now.
No, it is what I think England can shut the door on him. I think so. It doesn't mean that they will take him back, but this is a dangerous precedent that will be set, because then how many players out there that are registered to play for England that could play for other nations? Remember, World Cup is expanding, you know. So all of these other little countries now can come calling. My boy that play for AC Milan, the English defender.
Tomorrow.
What if he has Trinidadian heritage? He might say, yo, England, they're turning their back on me. I will play for Trinidad. Free me up. Using Mason Greenwood as president. So England, that's a dangerous precedent that will be set. Just because a player fell hard on his luck, or not fell hard on his luck, just because a player made himself ineligible for selection by me, that doesn't mean that he should go to a country that doesn't care about what he did to be ineligible. Because at the end of the day, Jamaica will have to answer that question, right? If we make it to the World Cup and Mason Greenwood is on the World Cup squad, playing in America, part of that story is going to be, is this a redemption thing for Mason Greenwood? He will have to do that interview on CNN or on ESPN with his wife. Then and I guess in 4-year-old.
We not play for America.
No, for of course, America. You know ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, the story will be there. They will report the story of it, evidently, and it will be the same. So this is, you are a media guy. So this is where you and your GFF brethren have to figure out a way how to protect him from the media, because that storm is going to come, and how to kind of deal with some of those questions.
Protect who? This is the same GFF that a women's team that made it to their second consecutive World Cup rolled the bus over them for national media, and we saw no change. So protect who? You're crazy, yo. Yes, this is Mason's manager. Hello, Mr. Ricketts. CNN wants to do an interview with us, and it's very jarring to us. And we will need some. Hello, Mr. Ricketts. God. Defend what? Right, that's a your problem. Just make sure you been up on the field. As a matter of fact, we'll make it to World Cup. I don't care if you play on the field like that. That's GFF stance. It is what it is.
And it is, yeah, all right. And I've been on record of saying that my position for Mason Greenwood. And yo, I fire upon the situation that, I listen to the audio, whatever. All right, but that being said, that's a situation that is behind him. Hopefully him learn from it and do some good work. I personally don't think that as a Jamaican selection, our team has select Jamaica, I call Mason Greenwood. And a simple reason, if I could make that decision. Simple position I've always said is this. When Mason Greenwood was a 5-star general, aka clean and pristine footballer, Mason Greenwood had no interest in playing for the Reggae Boys. Now Mason Greenwood dirty, and I'm going to try get back and repair himself. Now he want to come say he want to play for you. And to me, I understand the position that some people say, yo, man deserve a second chance. Yeah, him deserve a second chance, but not with the Reggae Boys. Him can second chance him play ball at Marseille. That's his club career. But I wish him well, wish him good luck if him forward. All right, good luck to you. And let's see how he goes about it. But, Junior, the first season at Marseille, they held up those signs. Our first season in La Liga, not at Marseille. the rapist signs were aplenty wherever he played. Let's see how this season goes in the French league. Do you expect any of that in CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers? Potentially, if he shows up.
CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. What would think Mexico go and put up? We don't want to represent the field, blah blah.
Well,
Mexico?
but Mexico is not in a Mexico no care. Mexico
Well,
qualify
true.
already. So
That's true.
the games that I'm looking at as a Honduras or a Panama or a Costa Rica, do they go in those environments? And if those things present itself, how does it affect Mason Greenwood at all? Because again, he's not going to get his 5-star or 3-star treatment like he gets in England. I'm going to sometimes be in a cold water. I'm going to sometimes play upon a pitch where there might be a pothole in it. Sometimes he's going to play on a horse track. Sometimes there'll be piss thrown at him. Is he ready for this sort of environment? And that is not just something that's unique to Mason Greenwood. That's always something I'm curious with. Some of the players who say them want forward to come play for Jamaica or any one of these CONCACAF teams, because it's not your normal 5-star treatment. You're going to go in a stadium one day you want to use the bathroom and the bathroom. Yeah, before a game and the bathroom clog up. I may have to go out the door, family.
Well, let me say it this way. Because I don't think Mason Greenwood is the last. I think Jamaica are going to have about 4 or 5 new faces.
Okay.
Before going up to the next World Cup qualifiers. Some names that we never saw coming. You asked that question. I don't think the question should be, is Mason Greenwood ready? I think the question should be, is the Costa Rican left back ready to deal with a pissed off Mason Greenwood? Because it can go that way.
Yeah.
It can go that way. Like, he could be pissed off. We saw when Demari Gray got pissed off against Canada and how that was a catalyst for Jamaica coming back and winning that game until he lost his head even more and got the red card, right? The talent is a talent. And if we don't know what motivates him, I mean, if that motivates, hey, you know what? If that motivates your brother, I will help the Hondurans write that banner. I will help them draw it and give it to them just so to make sure it is there in the stand so you can see it. I will even shine the light on it so you can see it and read it in Spanish, because he played Spain last year. He can translate that word and get pissed off.
All right, fair enough. And there's no question that Mason Green is a baller. So yes, that get put in a corner. We know he's a baller. JFF Gensec Dennis Strong says that forward Mason Green has begun the process of obtaining a passport to play for Jamaica as Reggae Boys. Let's see how long that process will take. Ultimately, would you expect to see him for the September period, Junior?
No, and no, it can't. That's 2 weeks from now. It can't play that game. And
how long it take to get one passport at Jamaica? You know, have expedited process.
No, he's not yet. Look, how many times have Chung said so? Mr. Chung said something that didn't materialize.
Well, times change. Things change.
All right. So when he proved to me that things change for him, I will believe him. I would even venture on that limb to say that he spoke a little bit too quickly about Greenwood looking for the passport. Because I think he needs to get freed up from the England registration before he even thinks about getting a passport. And we haven't heard that was official. So why am I look for passport? If England don't free up to play, that it just don't add up. So we'll see.
All right, regarding Ronaldo Cephas, big up to Military Guna. Military Guna has been covering the story. Junior, no word, nothing. What was the last you heard? Ronaldo Cephas, who did not participate in training program, did not come to the facilities and did not play a match, returned to facilities today. Coach
last we heard that he
Alston did
posted.
not allow Cephas to attend training. The player ran alone. So it seems like he's back with the group, right?
Boy, and look at that picture. That picture says it all. It's a wide
What does the
screen
picture
shot.
say?
It's a wide screen shot, and there is no other animal in the picture other than Cephas. Not even the dog in the stands want to take picture with him.
And so is it he's trying to leave, right? So it's based on some other reports. But I mean, let's see. Do you think he gets a move out of here, family?
We saw what happened to Sadio Berahino, right? And we saw how Tony Pulis basically killed his career. Cephas is venturing down that lane right now because you're playing a league and you are a foreigner in that league where they don't really care about you. He can end up like Sadio Berahino will just get buried at the end of the bench, and when him contract up, nobody even know who he is.
Speaking of Sadio Barino, he's actually in India.
Right. I remember what he was under Pulis, and Pulis refused to let him go.
Yeah,
Imagine where he could have been.
I saw something about him in India recently.
He should not be the talent he had at the time. He shouldn't end up in India.
Yeah, I think he's playing in India in a third division in India. So, somewhere about that.
Same thing with Ishmael Sarr. Same thing happened to Sarr. So Cephas is playing a dangerous game.
So and BM did not answer the question that we asked him, right? I mean,
I think
he's Sadio Barino is playing at Rajasthan United, in India. Before we go on, we had long show to the family. Before we go on, we had Tapa Whitmore and Mount Pleasant Junior. Mount Pleasant sacked their manager after one game, family. A defeat in the Caribbean Cup against Cavaliers.
There's a lot of problems in the league, and teams that don't have the patience, and it seems like coaches also don't have the patience. So there's a lot of fighting going on. I think it doesn't bode well for the league, especially when you have so much retreads, because you could, no disrespect to Tapa. Tapa is a good coach. But that time couldn't find an next coach. There's no other coach where you could have promote or give an opportunity to.
Yeah, but this is and I think someone said it, that maybe Mount Pleasant acknowledge that they made a mistake, and so now they're looking to correct that mistake, Junior.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, so we'll see. Mount Pleasant and Premier League not start yet. We'll see what will happen with Mount Pleasant and Tapa Whitmore. As he reports is that he's returning to the helm as head coach. I think, Brethren, we touched everything, I think we did it. You know what? In fact, no, we're not touch everything. One more thing.
One more thing.
Big up to Yardi Bala. Yardi Bala. Check out at Yardi Bala on X. Yardi Bala has been covering women's football, Jamaican women's football. Big up yourself, Yardi Bala. And we now big up Yardi Bala because Yardi Bala retweeted Ball Chat. I repost Ball Chat. But Yardi Bala has been doing excellent work in regarding covering Jamaican women plying their trade overseas. Big up, so check out Yardi Bala. Subscribe to Yardi Bala. See, Yardi Bala has an image here of one of Junior's favorite player, Sade. Junior Adam Olcon in the Scottish Women's League scored twice. And our next Junior favorite player, Kiki Van Zanten. So check out Yardi Bala, Kayla McKenna at Madrid, not at Real Madrid though, at Madrid CFF, Trudy Ann Carter at Espanyol, Tiffany Cameron at Real Betis, Jamaican woman in the Women's La Liga in La Liga. Women's La Liga. Junior.
We love our Yardy Ball is keeping us in the loop, keeping everybody in the loop with these players, because too often, especially after the World Cup, we just don't know what happening. If it wasn't for people like Yardy Ball, the Reggae Girls Foundation, we'll never know what I'm doing.
Yeah, man, big up Yardy Ball. Yardy Ball at Yardy Ball on X. Subscribe to at Yardy Ball on X, and we of course will repost the content. And of course, salute to the Queen herself, Bunny Shaw, Bun, one and only. She picked up her Women's PFA Player of the Year award. Junior, you can't chat to me now, brother. Can't chat to me now. Bun at them. And Women's Premier League, Super League starting. Maybe this is the year Man City and Bun win the title. All right, me done. Nothing else. Anything else, family?
No, ready for next week. All right, next week action. Liverpool versus Manchester United. We'll just call it. Call it quickly before we go where we are. Call it quickly. 1-1 draw.
Sunday, 11 a.m. Big match. By the way, me are there road again next Sunday. So
yeah, me there road next week too.
So we are going to figure out a way to do the show while we're there road.
Remember next week a holiday weekend.
No,
so.
it's not the next. Ball chat is still around. Come on. Ball chat still around. We have to figure out a way to run. Sure. Yo, just take off the whole summer of your holiday and not talk about need holiday again.
So you all do it Monday?
Brethren, ball chat is 5 p.m. on Sundays.
People, look back with over. Because next week a holiday though.
Liverpool versus Man United next Sunday, 11 a.m. Big game. Expect ball chat next Sunday at 5 p.m. family. This is how we roll. If a one-man show, we just have to go walk with the machine and deal with it. Yo, I that to know. Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling moves to watch. We have to watch those ones closely.
I think Brathwaite moving for Everton is a bigger move.
Brathwaite from Everton. So Everton even going to get worse. Any substance to this Dominic Calvert-Lewin potential move from Everton?
No, because who's going to replace him? Why would Dyche basically cut off his leg?
I mean, so maybe it's a chance to just clear house. Big salaries, clear house.
And who scored? Who, even though Calvert-Lewin not scored, who going to play forward?
Well, I'm not scoring no goals anyway.
Well, that's true.
All right. Football family, big up to our listeners. Thank you all for joining us. This is our exit. Big show to the long show. We do this every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. It won't be as long. I want to thank all the new subscribers. Thank all the listeners. As always, remember to smash the like button and consider subscribe to the channel. Remember to subscribe. Connect with us on X at BallChat1. I guess with Dirty. Yo, family, you make a deal with the Dirty boy on X, so we're streaming back on X again. Okay. You can catch us streaming on X at BallChat1. Let's see how long we stay over there. You always have us on Instagram at BallChat Podcast. We're on Facebook. Big up to the Facebook family at BallChat. We are on TikTok at BallChat_podcast. Of course, you're watching us on YouTube at BallChat on YouTube. Yo, we're gonna road now, family. Bless up.